ये है मलकानज़्यू क्लिप चैनल जहाँ पे आप ट्रेडिंग, एआई और मनी माइंडसेट के बारे में बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हो और वो भी बहुत कम समय में। तो सब्सक्राइब नाउ। As a technical analyst, I would ask you this question. How about trends? Are they changing or are the same thing repeating again and again?
See, when you talk about trends, then you're talking about a larger topic. Trends are what? Trends are extended cycles, if you really see it. So, market is either trended or cyclical. So, if you take that all human activity is cyclical, and that is what is getting reflected in the markets also, in human behavior also, then human behavior has to be cyclical, and ergo the markets also have to be cyclical. So, bull market, bull phase, bear market, bear phase, what are they? They have cycles of time. But a trend is actually an extension of a cycle. A cycle, we understand something which happens at a certain periodicity. And we say, okay, 10-day cycle, 200-day cycle, and so on and so forth. And that cycles as a study is the backbone of technical analysis. If you really see it from there, technical analysis is really a study of cycles using different kinds of tool sets.
Right.
So, where you are looking at expansion of the cycle and calling it a trend. Now, Dow might have given it a shape, and that shape still stands today unchanged, 200 years after that has been introduced. The higher top, higher bottom and the lower top, lower bottom still rules. You can't get away from that. What is changing or what will kind of continue to change is the length of the cycle. Now, the length of the cycle used to be very long, which is what gave birth to this buy and hold concept. And people swore by buy and hold, people swore by long-term investing because it worked. And because cycles played out over extensive period of time. Why did that happen? It happened because of asymmetry of information. The point of origin of the information, kind of percolating down slowly to the man on the street who is trading or man on the floor who is trading. It had no laid down symmetry to it, meaning it could take you 1 year to get it or it could come in a month or a week and all that, but it would never reach you the next moment. Not until recent time that it is reaching you the next moment.
Right.
Information asymmetry is what led to the ubiquitous khabar. Otherwise there is no definition of a khabar. What is it? It is inside info. Inside info of what? Inside info of events. And what are events? Events are something which play out through time. So, this is the big change which has been happening slowly and progressively. So, what has really happened to trends is that now because of technology and because through technology and advancement which is happening every day in our lives, the information asymmetry part is now almost completely destroyed. You have 24-hour TV channels, you have 24-hour WhatsApp and Telegram and all that, and you have everything which is running 24 hours. So, the origin of that information to the time gap, the delta between the time of origin and the time it reaches you has now got crunched to such a severe extent that trends of the past that we have read in H.M. Gartley's book or Shabaker's book and all that, where you had this beautifully expressed long-term trend, medium-term trend, short-term trend and all that, those time aspects of those trends have got completely redefined. Alongside people keeping pace with these changing times have also been, even though you have learned that the long-term trend as defined under the Dow theory is 12 months and more. Now you tell me, where do you find a guy who's talking about 12 months and more? There are people who are saying 3 years, 5 years and all that. But let the stock go up 4% tomorrow or the day after, and where is that man to be found? No longer. That's because over a period of time, this thing has got crunched so much that instant gratification, which we have all read as being two bad words, under market psychology, we have read that instant gratification is the biggest enemy. But instant gratification has become the norm. So when that is the norm, where is the question of believing in the long-term trend? Because I need this now, it's a fix. And then I need the fix now means I need it now. And all systems have changed or modified themselves around this aspect, enabling you to participate in shorter and shorter and shorter durations. And this algo world which we have all entered into now, it's just making this problem even more acute. As a result of which the original concept that market takes time for accumulation, Stan Weinstein's book which says that, okay, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, they've all receded into the background because stage 1 happens before you can even notice it. And then stage 2 happens because some algo gets into it. And before you realize that stage 2 is there, okay, I can participate in it and make some money, a second algo gets into it and makes it a stage 3 because that 0.25% or 1% gain which that algo is aiming for is fulfilled. And theoretically, see, Weinstein's 3 stage is met. But in actual practice, can people move at that pace? Eventually they will have to, because that is where the market is headed. So I will make a controversial sounding statement, which is that the long term is dead. Okay? Long term is dead. I mean the long term as many of us know it, particularly old timers. The very, very strong belief that valuation drives prices. Now I am going to raise the heckles of a lot of people who may be listening to this, but this is what I truly believe, so I am saying it out. The long term on which everybody is working, that's just, withering away. Because the pace at which things are happening, you can no longer think about valuation remaining constant and then playing out across a long period of time, which allows the trend to flower and then gives you those multi-baggers and all of that, and which is the dream stuff for a lot of people. Those are not going to happen except in some stray cases. And what are those stray cases? We'll discuss when we come up with more things. But accepting that, the long term as we all knew it is dead. When cycles become shorter and shorter because of advent and invasion of technology, all cycles get compressed. What is an algo cycle? You tell me what's an algo cycle? An algo cycle runs for seconds or minutes. It's just the reiteration of the cycle some 1,000 times, which is actually what may be producing the minuscule amount of money, but collectively that happens to produce for you 1% or 0.5% per day, and okay, that's good enough because I'm putting 100 crores on it. So then it is meaningful money. But here people are mistaking that to think that a man with 2 lakhs and 5 lakhs can run an algo. It's not going to happen because those iterations will have 100 stop losses also. If you're not funded for that, you're going to blow up. And what is your final conclusion then? Oh, this short term thing doesn't work. And then, oh, we need to go back to the long term. And then he goes back to the long term and that doesn't work either. And so people are just getting caught in this loop of their own making.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा और आपको लगता है कि आपको और सीखना चाहिए एआई के बारे में, ट्रेडिंग के बारे में और मनी माइंडसेट के बारे में, देन सब्सक्राइब नाउ